Alright, guys. Hi. And welcome everyone to yet another series of T90 Titans League. Now, if you've been watching my coverage on Twitch, you are actually not going to see these games over there. These are going directly to YouTube, as I've been without internet for 2 days now. And yeah, then you wonder why I want to move out of Argentina. But anyway, that is why we are not going to have any alerts coming up over here. We are not going to have the chat over here. So we are just going to focus on the games, all right? And let's begin with the first one, the first quarterfinal series, TaToH versus Mr. Yo. And TaToH is going to be the one playing towards the southwest. Mr. Yo is going to be the one playing towards the northeast. And for some reason now the player names are not working. Let's fix that. That's a little bug. But anyway, what can we expect over here? Well, Mr. Yo playing with Gujaras is going to begin with 2, and you know what? Because we are not live, we can just go a little bit faster for the Dark Age over here. So yeah, we are going to have a berry bushes spawn underneath the TC for Mr. Yo civilization. It's gonna have the ability to garrison herdables inside the mills. In addition to that, the Gujaras also get 20, 25, and actually 20, 30, and 40% extra bonus damage from camel rider units against enemy units, right? And then for the team bonus, they do train 25% faster camel units and elephant units. Meanwhile, TaToH down the south is playing in the red color with the Cumans. It's going to have the ability to go for a second TC in the FuelH, as well as the ability to go for siege workshops in the FuelH. Or they're collecting some of the additional sheep, and Mr. Yo ditto as well. And then on top of that, we'll see for the Cumans. Oh, Mr. Yo is taking the sheep away, and TaToH, well, won't be able to do anything about it. Yeah, anyway, for the Cumans, besides having the siege workshop, access to battering rams, they're going to have access to the Captain upgrade in the Castle Age. They can go for it. They're going to have a 75 with discount on stable and archer units. Archery ranges, sorry. Stables and archer ranges. And for the team bonus, finally, the Cumans will get 33% extra HP on palisade walls. Now, it's going to be on the way very soon for Mr. Yo. He's going up on 19 population. Both these guys are going up on 19 population. So we are expecting to see scout play from both these guys. It's pretty standard to see. However, TaToH, given the fact that he's playing with Cumans, is probably going to just try and guarantee the second TC coming up first. And then maybe he'll try to make a play for scouts. Probably it's just going to be, I would imagine, the second TC the highest priority, right? The whole point of the Cumans over here starting to get ahead, trying to get ahead in economy early on. Let's see in the north, TaToH is already getting some scouting information about Mr. Yo. And Mr. Yo, of course, we saw him get some scouting information about TaToH. And the FuelH is here. TaToH is not prioritizing the second TC. No, he's just going for the stable. And check this out. Check this out. Mr. Yo is absolutely aware of that fact. And Mr. Yo himself is going to go actually for the archer range. Well, this is very interesting to see. How many herdables did Mr. Yo end up getting in over here? 10 herdables inside the mill. And TaToH, on the other hand, still collecting from some of the sheep remaining, but eventually it's going to run out, so it's going to start making the transition to farms, and we'll see that he starts going for, yeah, for the extra farms right now, and the scouts are already coming out. This is a good time for us to go back to 1x playback speed, and notice that the players, they do not seem to be doing the best job at scouting the map for the most part. The sheep over there from Mr. Yo are still up for grabs, and see the scouts coming over. The spearman is going down, and now that's gonna be a villager going down as well. Is the doink happening? The doink is not happening. No. It seems like the villagers will be safe for Mr. Yo over there. Well, TaToH's getting the sheep now. Yeah, won't be able to do much of anything with those. And Mr. Yo's like, gimme. This is gonna take them. TaToH will have to walk away. Meanwhile, Mr. Yo, he's got 2 archers, 1 spearman going forward as well. So gonna try to get some pressure over here. But TaToH's not shown fear of the spearman. And now he's going for the second TC, and check this out. He's going for the second TC with 10 villagers. 11 villagers, as a matter of fact. The 12th is going to the wood. Yeah, and the quick walls come up over here for TaToH just in time, prevented the spearman. The archers from coming in, and we only now have fletching for Mr. Yo, so those archers are unlikely to prevent any extra quick walls from coming up. Mr. Yo, what is that next play over here? Sends some villagers forward. I think he probably realizes about this, doesn't he? We take a look at his point of view. He doesn't know, per se, that there is a second TC over there, but if you take a look at his scouting information, he realizes there is only one wool line, as far as he knows, that TaToH is able to collect from, right? So he's sending the villagers forward, and what we'll see over here, of course, from the bull player is gonna be a tower coming up behind the wool line. That's going to push the villagers away from wood, and then, you know, potentially he could go for yet another one over here, probably on the right-hand side, in between the house and the barracks, to push the villagers away from berries. And the majority of the resources are actually very exposed for TaToH, so we could potentially see towers denying this, and this as well. Yeah, there we go. Mr. is just making sure. And he can barely see it, but he's got vision of it, and the tower's coming up in a beautiful place. Yeah, and TaToH, there's got the scouts up in the north still, but he's unable to get any damage down with those. For the time being, that is. There we are. Tower comes up. TaToH gets pushed away. He's got already another lumber camp coming up on the right hand side. Now let me take a look at this point of view. He knew about the tower coming up, as a matter of fact. Yes. So now he is walking away. And Mr. Yo, if we take a look at the scouting information, he's not really gotten any scout done on the right hand side. I would imagine maybe because of the way that he sees the houses over here and the walls over here, he probably expects this to be actually close kind of like this instead. Perhaps. Maybe something like this. Well, now he can see the second TC. He's gonna try and go up to the castle age to try and minimize for the lead that TaToH is gonna be getting right now. It's a very interesting strategy because the Kumas usually they will get away with a stronger economy if your opponent goes for an expensive fuel age push, right? So what you usually see players do against Kumas is they just go up to the castle age right away. They try to rush the castle age, or they try to fast castle from the get-go. So the second TC does not really have too much time to get enough of a lead, right, for the other player. And this time around, because Mr. Yo was already playing for the fuel age by going for the forward towers and then the villagers force and then the military units forward over here, he was kind of late to the castle age. And he will be on his way up eventually, but TaToH already managed to get a 7 villager lead actually. And by the time Mr. Yo does get to the castle age, that is going to extend to about 19 extra workers for TaToH. And now if the red player is able to click up before Mr. Yo is able to get any of the extra TCs up, well, TaToH should be able on paper to hold on to his lead. In any case, that's another tower coming up, and Mr. Yo is getting the tower up. Yes, TaToH is trying to get a defensive tower up, and he does manage to get it. Let's see. Walls coming in for Mr. Yo up in the north, and these are very extensive and expensive walls as well from the blue player. Here we go. Tower goes down right away. TaToH takes it without any issues. And the villagers start crumbling over here from Mr. Yo as well. You can see, oh boy! All 4 villagers down to the ground. Not the best position for Mr. Yo, I'll tell you. He's gonna be in the castle age, yes, very soon. Mr. Yo, as expected, already has gotten a 16 worker lead. It should be 17 if he hadn't just gotten housed. He deleted the house here to try and take the tower down from Mr. Yo, kind of housed himself. So he kind of played himself over there a little bit, but now he gets another house up, and we're gonna see that he will go up to 17 extra workers. Yes, sir. And Mr. Yo's got the second TC on the way. He needs to go for the third TC as well. After all, the whole point of this... Oh! Village is going down! Yes, sir. TaToH does not listen to over here, though. Mr. Yo got the camel to take 2 villages down, but yeah, still, the whole thing over here is that Mr. Yo needs to get the 30 TC up as well, so that by the time TaToH gets to the castle age, Mr. Yo has had the time to produce more villagers and potentially catch up. Unfortunately for him, though, with the second TC only on the way while TaToH is going up already to the castle age, the Spaniards most likely to hold on to the majority of the villager leads, probably going to still be about 7 to 8 villagers ahead by the time Mr. Yo gets 30 TC out. By the time TaToH gets to the castle age and is able to resume production from both TCs, which will of course prevent a Chinese player from fully catching up. Now that's additional villages going down for Mr. Yo. TaToH has taken about 5 villagers so far. And the siege workshop is on the way. Oh, a villager goes down for TaToH though. And such a back and forth over here. The power talk between both these guys is real. The siege workshop's there. Taking a look up in the north, Mr. Yo's got town center coming up. Fantastic. And there we are. Castle is here for TaToH. And Mr. Yo has gotten the third TC up. TaToH, he's collecting the stone to get a castle up, a defensive one. He's been playing for the most part defensively over here. Still holds on though to a 10 worker lead against Mr. Yo. Now with the 4 siege workshop, the 4 monastery, Mr. Yo's pressure is starting to build up a little bit, and TaToH needs the castle. He's gonna have enough resources to go for a 30C if he wants to, and then on the right hand side I think he might actually have enough space over here. Not 100% sure. I think if he deletes one of the lumber counts he might be able to get it up there, but regardless though, a castle is going to be necessary for him to put a stop to Mr. Yo's push over here, which is looking strong. The military count is so much higher for Mr. Yo right now. TaToH. Yeah, TaToH's gonna go for the castle. Check this out. He's... Wait. Did he delete that? Or did he lose that? I think actually he might have lost that. Never mind. Unless he was deleting that, and now he's gonna try to clean the 4th area so that he can go for the castle over there. Well, we'll see a conversion coming up for Mr. Yo. Reacting a little bit too late, but he does end up getting away with the conversion. TaToH. Yeah, TaToH's got... Let's see. 8 camels. Versus 6. Here we go. Conversion comes up, yes. And the castle's not coming up whatsoever for TaToH though. At all. What is the stone? He had more stone than this. Did he sell? He sold 200 stone to get extra gold. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, right? He didn't need the castle anymore to defend himself. The camel sufficed. But now there's a 4TC coming up for Mr. Yo. Check this out. Yeah. Fantastic. Gas is coming out for TaToH. Front of his base. Kind of risky in the sense there was a siege workshop over there, but he decided to take the risk. Obviously, The only situation in which this could have gone south for TaToH would have been if Mr. Yo had just gotten a mount. It'll come out at the exact time that Mr. Yo was trying to place the foundation, and then Mr. Yo would have been able to shot the foundation down with a mounted shot, right? But chances are actually were pretty low, and TaToH decided to play the risk. He does end up getting away with the castle, and now he's got enough stone to go for a 30C. He's not going for it yet. It's gonna continue trying to put pressure, right? It's gonna continue trying to go for more military instead. And Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo with 40Cs was able to catch up to TaToH in working count. Taking a look at the gather economy time, we'll see that TaToH does have about 17 minutes of extra gather economy time still against Mr. Yo, but from this point onwards, of course, Mr. Yo is going to close the gap. We'll see what we get there. I keep on finding myself trying to take a look at the chat to try and catch up. It's just not going to happen. Once again, we are offline, casting this locally, just for YouTube. Very much looking forward to all the sets we have available, of course. I hope you guys will enjoy these games as well. Yeah, there we go. Now TaToH's going up in the north. Scott, the Cape Chacks in addition to the Camel, so this is not going to be a, you know, unidimensional army anymore. 30C is finally on the way on the right hand side for TaToH. This is good. It's going to protect the wood line over here, and we'll give him access to the additional wood line. And Mr. Yo is going to continue putting pressure, and now TaToH's trying to get the conversions, and he is not getting a single conversion over there. Mr. Yo gets away with murder quite literally, with the monk going down. Now his pal is gonna go seeking revenge. But there we go. There's a big engagement taking place right now up in the north. Camel galore. Extra camels come out from Mr. Yo right now. The Cape Check do not seem to be like they are going to be enough to close the gap. That's a lot of extra units coming in for Mr. Yo. With the defensive advantage over here, should be able to come out on top. At the very least, on paper, that should be the case. He's got a little bit of a hill over here as well, but TaToH's not gonna be the one to shy away from the engagement, and he kept on sending extra units for himself. Yeah, the monks. He got some conversions. He had the extra camels coming in as well, so the reinforcements coming in all the way from the south, from TaToH's base. Mr. Yo, with the defensive advantage still, is unable to hold on against the camel push, and TaToH's gonna continue knocking on Mr. Yo's door. Well, players trying to go up to the Imperial H now. He's gonna try and get a castle up in front of his TCs, in between his 3 TCs actually, at the heart of the Bermuda Triangle. And there's a 50C coming up in the north as well. And TaToH, well, TaToH cannot do too much over here. He's going for a 4 castle. This seems like a mistake to me. TaToH going for a 4 castle when he does not have the resources to make a play for the Imperial Age is asking for trouble. Mr. Yo was quite obviously saving resources. TaToH realized Mr. Yo's military was not looking particularly strong when putting pressure over here against the bull player. We saw that the defender's advantage was not sufficient for Mr. Yo. That must mean that the bull player is trying to save the resource to go up, right? I'm pretty sure that TaToH is aware of the fact that Mr. Yo is going to be into the Imperial Age, which makes the 4 castle all the weirder. And that's a lot of villagers coming in for TaToH. 28 villagers. What in the world is this? From TaToH, huge migration up to the north, the Exodus. And I don't know if this was a misclick. Do we have any resources without any villagers gathering from those? Nope. Nope. It doesn't seem like an accidental double click. No, it's just gonna try to go for this stone next. Does he not have any stone back home? He does, and you know, even if he didn't, the neutral stones are probably a better place to try and get extra resources. But yeah, it's just going to collect stone from here. It's gonna try and get the castle push going, and Mr. Yo is gonna start pumping trebuchets in a moment. Does not have the wood for it right now. But he's getting to the Imperial Age, and it should not be too difficult for him to get enough to go for the treasures already. As a matter of fact, Mr. Yo is selling some food. He bought the wood he needed. I'm pretty sure he's got right now the trebuchet on the way. TaToH just got 28 stone workers. Gonna go for yet another castle and more castles. And what is this ant farm that we see? Some Mr. Yo's base with just full-on red units is absolutely incredible to see. I don't think I've ever seen anybody go for this kind of pressure before. TaToH is probably as all in as he can get, given the situation. But Mr. Yo's got the trebuchet out. And here comes TaToH. He's got enough resources already to go for yet another castle. And this one is going to crumble from TaToH for sure. Mr. Yo's got the hill advantage with the trebuchet. Sketch tree is coming up and the castle is coming in. TaToH's push is looking very strong. Mr. Yo's 18 population for military, 57 population for TaToH's military. On the other hand, 175 population total for TaToH, 146 total for Mr. Yo. 4 siege workshops on the way as well for TaToH, as if this pressure was not strong enough. He's gonna take a look at Mr. Yo, grab him by the shoulders and say, here I am. You're not going to get rid of me, mister. This is my house now. And the castle comes up. 2 siege workshops. They're coming in. TaToH's gathering enough resources to go out to the Imperial Age very soon. Himself as well. So it's not just going to be a castle age push forever, right? He's gonna go up to the Imperial Age very soon. That DC is going down no matter what. And TaToH's going for cap ramp. Be able to click out to the Imperial Age just yet. Meanwhile, Mr. Yo, he's got heavy camel rider already, so that's gonna be good. He's got plate bar and armor, so his units are significantly stronger compared to TaToH's end. If he plays the scars right, he might actually be able to push the units away. We'll see the castle over here from TaToH. Seems like it's going to go down. A lot of villagers still left down the south. Collect this stone from Mr. Yo stone over there. Now TaToH's gonna have to bring the villagers over to repair the castle over here, which means he won't have enough stone to go for another forward castle anymore. And Mr. Yo is starting to trap TaToH inside his base on the right hand side. It seems like Mr. Yo will come out on top as well. He was collecting gold. TaToH ended up pushing him away, but now Mr. Yo is going to defend himself successfully. So yeah, this is so hectic and so interesting to see. TaToH, it's most likely not going to end up losing the castle over here anyway. How many treasures do we have for Mr. Yo? It's got 2 right now that we can see. Pretty soon it's gonna have enough gold to go for a 3rd trebuchet, and it's going for more and more camels. 26 camels over here. These are heavy camels as well. Remember, if he gets to 170, 180 population with heavy camels, I don't think there's going to be too much left for TaToH to do, right? Well, the one thing that I am liking for the red player is but at the very least, he's keeping the attention of the game. He's keeping the focus of the game around Mr. Yo's base. And this is not the best engagement. That is a lot of extra camels for TaToH. That is a bunch of keep check for the red player. Mr. Yo, on the other hand, yeah, he might end up getting a better trade against the camels themselves. But if he committed to it, I think TaToH might have been able to clean out the units from Mr. Yo. Well, TaToH was fleeing for a reason over here, and I thought the engagement was not quite as good, but when you play bar than armor over here, he's getting a lot more damage soaked from Mr. Yo. The heavy camel upgrade already was dealing a lot of extra damage, and it seemed as if TaToH was significantly ahead in numbers, right? But in the end, it seems like it's going to be Mr. Yo, the one to come out on top. Yes. A castle. Yeah, the castle is definitely going down. The status going for squires. He's got gold shaft mining, heavy plow, and thumb ring. Thumb ring's going to help the keep check, right? But this push has kind of dwindled. The population from TaToH is barely 17 higher compared to Mr. Yo, 177 versus 161. 160 at the time I took a look at it, and yeah, now TaToH's getting pushed away from here. Yes, sir. The relic highs does not work out. And then on the right hand side, TaToH There's gonna continue going for the push over here. Mr. Yo shouldn't struggle from this point onward. Yeah, he shouldn't struggle from this point onwards. He's got a good amount of heavy camels. Should be able to take care of these units, only a matter of fact. Given the much stronger units that Mr. Yo's got over here, and it's also a matter of time until he actually realizes and starts sending those camels forward. But check this out though, check this out. The 4 from TaToH starts crumbling. So he's gonna try to go towards the castle to give this one up. He does end up losing a bunch of villagers, and that's gonna be a blood parade from the red player on the way to the castle. Camels keep on taking ville after ville after ville after ville. It's not even going to be the end of it as the castle crumbles over here, and TaToH does manage to click out to the Imperial Lich. Mr. Yo, he's gonna end up cleaning the units down from TaToH, the ones that he had forward. He's gonna start building some momentum himself. He's gonna start going forward. With the heavy camels, there is nothing stopping Mr. Yo's army. Nothing from the Castle Lich. Not even the pikemen, right? I mean, check this out. Bunch of pikemen going down. It's not even close. Heavy camels are just so good. We were not a strong enough lead for Mr. Yo in military now. We see the chakra throwers coming in. There we are. Yes, sir. Fantastic. Forward castle on the way now for Mr. Yo as well. Yes. TaToH still 45 seconds away from the Imperial. Lich goes on to call the GG. Well done, Mr. Yo. It's gonna be up 1-0 in the series. Let's take a look at the achievements for military. Better KD for Mr. Yo, surpassing 5-4. Economy, stronger economy for Mr. Yo as well. Looking very, very good. And then for society, we're gonna see 142 villages max for TaToH, 132 villages max for Mr. Yo. Well done. And yeah, I'm gonna go back and hopefully jump into the next one in a moment. You know, we don't really have anything to see over here because there is no internet. Right, so nothing's working from the stream, and I guess we are just going to jump into game number 2 right away. So welcome you guys, welcome everyone. The next game of the series is going to take place in Arena, and as you just saw, I actually have no drafts up. I have nothing, I just have the game, so I don't really know what to expect from here. I don't know what the civilizations were, I don't know what the maps are, so I would imagine this was Mr. Yo's home map. Alright. So, let's see. Mr. Yo, he's playing with the Britons. TaToH is playing with the Portuguese. On the right hand side, Mr. Yo's civilization is going to give him 1 and 2 extra range and foot archers in the castle and Imperial Ages. He's gonna have, in addition to that, a 50% wood discount on TC starting with the Castle Age, and this is probably one of those situations, once again, we can just afford to go a little bit faster. And let me know as well, if you're watching this on YouTube, of course you are, right? Where else is this game going to be available to watch? But yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, let me know if you mind or don't mind me fast forwarding over here the early stages. Once again, I'm only doing this because we are not live, and we don't need to try and stay in sync with the rest of the casters, right? I am casting these after the fact, offline, just for YouTube, so I don't see a harm over here. Regardless though, Yeah, besides the discount on TCs, the extra range for the Britons, they're gonna have 25% faster work in Shepherds, and for the team bonus, we'll see for the Britons, 20% faster work in Archer ranges. That's TaToH on the other hand, playing with the Portuguese. He's gonna have access to Feitoria. We have seen this in the past as well, and I'm very curious as to what the civilizations were for TaToH from his draft. For him to go for Portuguese over here, we have seen already in the past. Portuguese being used on Arena, and it's not been the best every time, right? Like, it's seldom worked. Besides access to Feitoria, they're gonna get a 20% gold discount on units. Gonna get also 25% wood income from berries, and we're gonna have, in addition to all of that, for the team bonus, 30% faster research and upgrades. Now, taking a look at the map generation, Mr. Yo. This is gearing out to go out to the fuel age. 21 population, 22 population. Damn, that's aggressive for Mr. Yo. But yeah, we're gonna see for the bull player that he's got the main goal on the back. He's got secondary goal on the left-hand side. We have the other secondary goal outside the walls, of course. Secondary stone's going to be outside the walls. The main stone's going to be on the right-hand side. And yeah, this one, right, could potentially be problematic. Because if the rep player were to scout alongside the walls, as we usually notice, he should get vision of this, which means with one fortification, by getting vision of that, he could potentially end up denying up to 3 resources, right? Here, here, and here. Taking a look at the map generation for TaToH, we see the players play for the Castle Age in a moment. TaToH's going to go for a straight fast castle. Mr. Yo was a little bit more cautious over here and decided to go for a faster fuel into eco upgrades into the Castle Age. That is not something that I have seen Britons go for a lot in Arena. But yeah, for the red player, we're gonna have the main goal on the back. He's got secondary goal on the left hand side. We're gonna have the main stone on the right hand side. He's collecting from already. We know that we are going to expect the castle coming out from TaToH, and we have a little bit of a skirmish over here. And it goes in favor of TaToH. So yeah, we're gonna have then the secondary stone outside the walls over here, and none of the resources, even the secondary goal over here, is going to be towards the south for TaToH. So none of the resources will be forward from inside the walls for Mr. Yo to spot those from outside the walls, right? So this is actually really good, guys. TaToH is gonna be the one going for the castle. No, he's going for the second DC. What is going on over here? He realizes Mr. Yo is taking so long to get to the Castle Age himself. He's gone for a few archers over here in TaToH. Yeah, doesn't really have the means to go for a forward castle because of having no map presence, right? He's got a very weak scout and that's about it, so he just goes for the extra TCs. Well, this is very interesting because TaToH get into the Castle Age earlier. Like, this is not really going the way that anybody would probably have expected. And by TaToH being so much faster to the Castle Age and Mr. Yo not playing for a fast castle whatsoever, TaToH is going to be able to get away with a 2 TC play over here. Potentially the third TC should be on the way very soon as well, so he can start pulling ahead in work account soon, right? So it's going to take some time before he can go for any extra TCs, and this head start to the Castle Age could be really good for TaToH, even if he does not go for full aggression. Alright, Scorpion's on the way. He could still go for the forward castle eventually though, once he gets some siege weapons out, but it's definitely not the way that this has gone. What I was expecting to see whatsoever. So he's gonna try to go for the relics. He's got the Scorpion, he's got 2 monks, should be enough. We're gonna see 2 conversions coming up, and Mr. Yo knows better than to take the engagement against the monks over here, and only about a minute or so is gonna get to the Castle Age. Then he'll be able to go for Crossman. He's gonna get extra range. Be able to go for Bakin Arrow. And maybe then he'll be able to take an engagement against the monks. But the Scorpion, Scorpion's always gonna be looming. There's a relic coming in for TaToH. Second relic is going to be on the way for him as well. We didn't really take a look at the relic distribution, but given the head start to the castle age for TaToH, it's unlikely this is going to change much of anything, and most likely not. He's going to end up collecting, at the very least, 4 relics, right? He's going for the 2 farthest ones, and then he's got this one, which is closer to his base, this one, which is closer to his base, and then this one is going to be closer to Mr. Yo's base.
Yay.
Second and third TCs on the way from Mr. Yo right away. Yes, sir. And TaToH's getting a 5 worker lead. That is not enough. That is nowhere near enough. He had the opportunity to get a 3rd TC up and get a nasty eco lead, but it's not happened. It's not been the case. Instead, he's gonna have enough stone to go for a castle very soon. He plays the scars right over here. Might be able to get the scorpions. We'll see. The monks going down. Very good unit control from TaToH, by the way. Yeah, the monks just baiting over here, and the crossbows, they are taking so much damage. Did you notice how smooth that was from TaToH? That monk over there was just playing samba with the arrows. Beautiful. Guess it's coming forward now for TaToH. We'll see if he can get away with it. Mysterio still has some crossbows. Bucking arrow as well. Yeah, and this is a very aggressive one. Once again, if we take a look at the point of view from TaToH, he is aware of the gold over there, so he could have gone for a castle. Probably closer to the stone on the left-hand side, so that he would have been able to deny this, but... yeah, he's going for the castle over here instead. He's gonna be on his way to the Imperial Age very soon as well. That is something that probably he wouldn't have been able to get away with if he had gone for the 3 TCs from the get-go, to be fair, so... this might have been part of the plan for TaToH all along. Just second TC, not to commit to economy too heavily. Maybe he won't be able to get ahead in economy by quite as much, but he does manage, in any case. There we are. He does manage, in any case, to go up to the Imperial Age significantly earlier. He's gonna get access to Fate areas, and then that's gonna allow him to kind of compensate, right, for any eco deficiency that he might get himself into by that point. Here we go. Now Mysterio. Mysterio's gonna be catching up in worker count. He's still 1 behind, but he's got 3 TCs versus 2, only 1 of which is producing villagers from TaToH, so Mysterio is catching up right now, and he's gonna start pulling ahead. After he does that, we're gonna see Mysterio start trying to catch up and gather economy time, which is... wow, it's actually about the same for both these guys. This is not something I would have expected, given that TaToH did have a higher amount of workers for longer. Yeah, Mr. Yo, actually. Same amount to gather economy time. Not bad. Not bad. Here we go. And the Imperial Age is 15 seconds away for TaToH. There we go. Imperial Age is here for TaToH. Yeah, and Mr. Yo just goes on to call the GG. Damn. TaToH gets game number 2, 1-1. Mr. Yo is going to make use of his home map for game number 3. Let's take a look at the achievements then. The for hopping back out. So what do we get over here for military? A better KD for TaToH, surpassing 3-2. For economy, a stronger economy for TaToH as well. We're gonna see for society a higher working count for Mr. Yo, which surprises probably no one, given the way the things were going towards the end of the game. But yeah, TaToH's kind of lukewarm castle economy play into a fast imp was exactly what he knew, and Mr. Yo was not interested in, you know, fighting that off anymore. Well done. There we are. Game number 3 is here then. So Mr. Yo crumble. Game number 2 as TaToH's arena dominance was uncontested. Now for game number 3, we're gonna have a classic Arabia. Mr. Yo up in the north is gonna be playing with the Franks. TaToH down the south is gonna be playing with the Khmer. Mr. Yo civilization will provide them with 10% faster moving battle of the frontline units. He'll have an addition to that 20% extra HP on cavalry units starting in the fuel age, in addition to 15% faster working foragers, free farm upgrades, 25% cheaper castles, and for the team bonus, they're gonna get 2 extra line of sight on island units. Now, TaToH, what am I talking about? Hold on. I think it just mixed out the civilizations pretty badly over there. Let's go back once again. Hold on, Mr. Yo playing with the Franks. He gets everything except for the faster moving battle elephant units. That's going to be TaToH's civilization. Everything else should be correct. Alright, so for the Khmer instead, they will be the ones getting the faster moving elephant units, battle elephant line units. They are going to be the ones to get no building requirements, to get also farmers who do not need mills or TCs to drop food on. And then on top of that, we'll see for Khmer also the ability to garrison 5 villages inside houses, inside each house. And for the team bonus, their scorpion units actually get 1 extra range. Now, let's check this out. Mr. Yo, and talking about map generation over here, of course. Let's see what it's looking like for him. We're gonna see that he's got the main gold towards the south of the TC. He's got the main stone on the back of the TC. Secondary golds are going to be to the right and left hand sides. Very, very far away, mind you. And that's gonna be about it, right? So we could see some walls coming up like so, like so, like so. And he would be able to secure 1, 2 minerals. Not the main gold, unfortunately. Not the secondary gold on the left-hand side. Not the secondary stone up in the north. And no safe wood lines over here. So Mr. Yo's map generation is, you know, not the worst that I have seen. He does have some back resources at the very least. But I think we're probably going to end up seeing something like this instead, where he's going to try to go for a pouch kind of wall, right? But it's very unfortunate if he does end up going for something like this, because he doesn't really secure any of the golds. Unless maybe he went for something like this, perhaps? Maybe something like this. It feels like it's probably the best call for him, because going for the walls towards the edge of the map wouldn't really secure any extra resources for him. Not the wood, not the golds. Down the south, finally, Mr. TaToH playing in the red colors, gonna have on the left-hand side, there we are, the main gold he's got towards the south. Secondary gold, and then we see on the right-hand side that we're gonna get the main stone. The secondary stone is going to be on the left hand side, and yeah, many of these resources will be, if not on the back, at the very least very, very close to his to see, and they're going to be a little bit easier to protect, right? Like if we were to see the walls come up like this, he would be able to secure the stone already, not so much the gold. So he would have to go for something like this instead, which is going to be very awkward. Yeah, the map generation is kind of weird for both these guys. It's going to be kind of difficult for them to really protect the resources. So I guess it's probably going to be more like this, right? Maybe something like this. Something like this. I guess, and then from here towards the edge of the map, perhaps? Well, we are going to find out. This village is coming up for both these guys, Mr. Yo. We are going to once again just ever so slightly fast forward. Mr. Yo is going up on 20 population. TaToH is going up on 18 pops. So it's going to be there much, much earlier. We should see the stable come out for TaToH, and he's going for it. Yes, sir. This is a very, very aggressive build from TaToH. He didn't even find all his resources, right? We have some of the neutral, actually not neutral, but some of the sheep from TaToH over there going in favor of Mr. Yo. There's a few H's here for both these guys. We can resume going back to 1x playback speed because the first extra scouts coming out already for TaToH. That's going to be 2 scouts for him, Mr. Yo. He's got the stable coming up, and he'll be able to start going for zone scouts very soon, and it's looking good. It's interesting. For sure. Here we are. TaToH's roaming around with the scouts, so far unable to find any damage, but this is not the end of the push, of course. 2 additional scouts do come out for the red player. It's gonna try and group everything up, and check this out. The walls coming up for Mr. Yo. They are the first option that I was contemplating over here. The option that I thought was going to be too greedy for him to go for, but he's going for it, and he's trying to get away with it. We have 2 groups of scouts over here. Might be able, TaToH, to get a villager down over there if he plays his cards right. He's gonna try and take the scouts right now from Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo is not having any of that. Just going to chase TaToH away as a red player. Might be able to run into the weak villager, into the exposed villager, sorry, and Mr. Yo realized about it right away. He gets the quick walls up. Hold on. Yeah, and TaToH's gonna have to bail, so he wasn't able to get any damage down. He's got 2 additional scouts coming out over here, so already 6 scouts for the Khmer player. And yeah, Mr. Yo, it seems like he's just going to get away, right? With the walls? Most likely. The extra scouts, if they had come out a little bit earlier for TaToH, he might have been able to find the villager over there. But now, he's going to take the engagement. He cannot do it. The spearman's over there. The villager's over there as well. We have 5 scouts. 2 spearmen for Mr. Yo. And he's getting the walls up. So now TaToH is going to find himself effectively trapped so long as Mr. Yo pays attention up in the north. And he's going to go for a gate. And he's going to quick wall the villager in. TaToH's gonna try to breach through, and he will be able to, but the scouts are here from Mr. Yo, so TaToH cannot get anything done, and that's going to go in favor of the Chinese player. 2 scouts have gone down from Mr. Yo compared to only 1 from TaToH, but you can't ignore all the HP that the army from the Spaniard has lost in the engagement against the Spearman, right? He did end up losing a good chunk of the HP pool over here, going lower than Mr. Yo's. Here we are. Beautiful. Yeah, things are looking pretty good, Mr. Yo. We'll end up cleaning out TaToH's remaining units inside the walls, and the game is going to stabilize over here. Very unlikely for TaToH to find any extra damage around Mr. Yo's base. And Mr. Yo, on the other hand, well, he could potentially go for it. He's gonna try to. In any case, we can see that he does have the scouts coming forward. Just not. We're going to achieve too much with these either, TaToH. TaToH's walls are inexistent. He's just making use of the houses and the Khmer bonus to protect his economy. he should be able to, in any case. He just finished researching scale, bar, and armor, though. He doesn't have bloodlines yet, but he did go for a second stable, so he's going pretty heavily into the scout play over here. Mr. Yo is going to be on his way to the castle age in a moment. So TaToH. Yeah, TaToH's in a position where he might actually be able to get a lot of damage down over here if he's able to breach through, if he's able to come in at some point. Let's see. Down the south. Snipe attempt from Mr. Yo, unable to get anything done. The scouts are chasing the scout from TaToH! And one goes down. Meanwhile, TaToH scouts up in the north will take the spearman down. He's got bloodlines right now, in addition to forging, in addition to scale bar the armor. The tower is already out for TaToH as well. Here we go. The tower's coming up. Ready for TaToH. Should be able to take the stable down over here. Mr. Yo is only 45 seconds away from the castle age. We knew he was going to be the first one to go up. That was never really up for debate. And TaToH, on the other hand, well, TaToH is not really going for any extra scouts, right? He's already trained more than enough, and going for any more than this would probably just end up delaying him even further. So he will be on his way to the castle age very soon. He's just trying to breach through right now, but he's not able to do it just yet. And Mr. Yo is getting to the castle age right now. It's got chain bar and armor. TaToH keeps on roaming around with the villagers. He's already gotten one tower up by the main goal, right? And Mr. Yo got pushed away from here. It's not the end of the world. Mr. Yo does have access to extra gold over here. But yeah, TaToH's gonna continue going for extra towers up. Once again, the map generation from Mr. Yo does not really allow for him to secure any wood lines. So these towers will actually be very effective from TaToH. As Mr. Yo gets to the castle age, we're gonna see a second stable come up, and he needs to go and collect from the goal over here. Obviously, without access to gold, he won't really be able to do too much of anything with two stables. So he's going for the nice that he can afford to go for the time being, and he's going to try to take the tower down from TaToH. There is no protection whatsoever from TaToH for this tower. He probably would have been the wiser to leave a few scouts over there. But yeah, the tower's going down, and TaToH scouts, they're going to be elsewhere trying to breach in, and for the most part, they're not going to be too successful. So Mr. Yo, he's sending villagers forward. Guys, we'll see. What is this? A tower? A siege workshop? You know, if you take a look at Mr. Yo's point of view, he knows where the main goal from TaToH is. He knows that he's collecting from it, but doesn't really know where the other ones are. And if he knew about these two being on the back, I wonder if he would have kept on going for something like this in the end or not. If we take a look at TaToH's point of view, he should know about the tower coming up, and he's going to. Now he's bringing all the scouts over. That is more than enough scouts for him to take on the knights. He's got Spearman on the way as well, but he will end up walking away as the quick walls come up for Mr. Yo. And he will get away with the tower. Oh, the scout smash coming though. So you had done such a good job up until this point. Just keeping the walls completely sealed. Now there is an opening that TaToH's going to keep open with the scout. And here he comes. Here comes TaToH. Oh, and this could be a tragic wall gap over there as TaToH's units are coming in right away. What are we expecting to see? A bunch of villager losses, I'll tell you. And that's already going to be the first doink. As the bloodshed by the villagers will nourish the soil. See yet another villager going down over there, but it's probably not as much damage as I was expecting to see over here. Now he's got the light cover upgrade already, so these are significantly stronger. And he's getting to the wall, and now this might actually be tragic. We're gonna see a bunch of villagers going down. At the very least, one has gone down over there. Mysterious lost 8 villagers so far. TaToH is gonna continue going for more and more damage over here. Might be able to get even more villagers down over there as well. You can see that Mr. Yo was trying to close the gap, but he's not able to do so without taking further losses. As TaToH is now going to feel confident enough to even try and take villages underneath the TC, and he does end up getting a bunch of extra villagers from the ones that were fleeing towards the TC, the ones that did not fit inside the TC, the ones trying to get the walls up on the right hand side. While Mr. Yo did manage to close the gap, he has lost 15 workers so far. 5 times as many workers as TaToH. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. There you are. Nice. Another villager goes down at the very last second. As the scout gets taken down as well, the villager does also crumble. Here we are. Fantastic. Villager goes down for Mr. Yo. You could probably say that's just another drop in the bucket, right? Mr. Yo's been losing so much. 2 additional villagers over here won't really make too much of a difference for him, as he was already on the back foot by quite a lot. He's got the second and third TCs on the way. Second TC's already out. Third TC's coming up. And TaToH. Yeah, TaToH's got the extra TC's coming up himself. Here we go. Yes, sir. Villagers start to go down from TaToH. That's going to be about 4 losses to the Knights from Mr. Yo. Kind of peanuts at in this position, though. Once again, won't really make too much of a difference. TaToH already put himself ahead by 19 workers. And Mr. Yo's getting a 4 siege workshop, which is very interesting to see. He's got the Knights still, so he's going to try and play for aggression over here. It's interesting to see because going for the extra TCs with a smaller economy means that Mr. Yo will spend the majority of his resources trying to catch up to TaToH's work account, right? While TaToH, on the other hand, he already got ahead. He's got more than enough extra villagers, so he's got a strong enough surplus in villagers over here to already offset for the cost of triple TC villager production. So from this point onwards, TaToH should be able to either keep up with military production compared to Mr. Yo, or alternatively set the resources to go out to the Imperial Age. And it seems like it's going to be a play for military for him instead, as we see the first knight queued up. Here we go. Conversion's coming up. TaToH is not going to get... Oh, he got the conversion at the last second, just as the monk went down in this one. Does still have faith, so he's gonna try, and he cannot get another conversion still, though. The defense advantage should be enough for TaToH to hold on to his position over here. Mr. Yo's not looking the best, and TaToH is beasting it out. Game number 1 might have looked very good for Mr. Yo, but game number 2 went in favor of TaToH very much so. Game number 3, taking place on Mr. Yo's home map, I would presume, is certainly favoring TaToH right now with the defensive castle. TaToH won't really struggle against the push over here from Mr. Yo anymore. And I said earlier, he's going to have the ability to choose whether to go for, you know, for military, right? Or to save resource to go out to the Imperial Age. There was actually a third option. Yeah, he could have just saved the resource to go for a castle instead too. And he did decide to go for that. So it's good now that the castle is already up. I'd imagine it's gonna try and make a play for the Imperial Age most likely. He's got more farmers. He's got a stronger economy still. Right now, the worker lead has kind of dwindled a little bit for TaToH. Only 14 extra workers compared to the 19 from a moment ago. And as the villager count goes up higher and higher for both these guys simultaneously, of course, this is going to represent an even smaller percentage of a lead for TaToH. Here we are. Like already on the way for Mr. Yo now. There's a castle on the way for him as well. TaToH has already been able to catch up in military. So he's decided to go the route of the castle, the route of the military, not so much the route of the Imperial Age. Yet anyway. And the castle's coming up. It's coming in now for TaToH, Mr. Yo. He needs to get a better engagement over here. If he doesn't... Yeah. If he doesn't, the castle can't get denied, right? So TaToH. So he's going to bail. He doesn't really have the momentum over there that he needed to really contest the castle. And Mr. Yo has been able to get a lot of damage over here done himself as well. Notice there's a lot of knights coming in. Bunch of villagers going down from TaToH as well. The raid from Mr. Yo was good enough for him to kind of catch up in EcoKD, interestingly enough. And TaToH is on a 1 worker lead at this point in time. That is nowhere near as strong as it was just a moment ago. He still ended up collecting resources for an hour and 15 more minutes, mind you, so there's that. Yeah, it's not looking the best for him. And casting now coming in for TaToH, and it's going to be Mr. Yo, the one to click out to the Imperial Age earlier. This is not how I was expecting this game to go whatsoever. After TaToH was able to get so much damage done, after he was able to get such a nasty lead in economy, after he's been able to collect resources for over an extra hour compared to TaToH, right? And after he was able to get the castle up over here, I thought I was going to try and make a play for the Imperial Age, but this is looking very similar to what we saw in game number 1. Remember, TaToH seems like he's going to commit to the castle age, and he was trying to go for a 4 castle. He will be able to get the castle up for sure, but it's going to result in a few losses as Mr. Yo's got light cavalry. He will end up taking a few villagers down over here. The unlucky ones will go down. There we go. That is a very big engagement coming up, and it seems that the castle might actually not end up coming up. We should have more units for TaToH, and he does. So he should be able to get the knights down. The problem, though, is the Mr. Yo realizes his knights will take villagers down faster than TaToH's knights will take his knights down, right? So Mr. Yo, by targeting the villagers for the most part, was able to delay this castle extremely, right? Mr. Yo, he's got only one villager left over here. He was forced into our TaToH, sorry, he's got one villager over here left building the castle. He's gonna be forced into bringing a bunch of extra villagers, but now he's gonna try to breach through. And the good thing for TaToH is that after taking the engagement over there, Mr. Yo is gonna be left on little to no army. So now the knights are coming in from TaToH. He's gonna try to get the raids going. Now Mr. Yo's got 8, 9 knights. Meanwhile, TaToH's on 37. Military units, 36 of which are knights. And these are going to be already upgraded with chain bar and armor. +2/+2. That means that he might actually be able to take the engagement underneath the TC over here. Take the knights down. Maybe even the TC as well. Right hand side TC is out of reach because of the castle, but these two could very well end up going down. TaToH plays his cards right. Does have a bunch of the knights around the map, and he needs to kind of concentrate his efforts though. As Mr. Yo is going for Cavalier. He is going to have the technically stronger unit on paper, but will it be strong enough to offset for TaToH's incredible numbers? 40 knights for TaToH versus 13 knights from Mr. Yo. Now we'll see the bull player trying to go for as many cavaliers as he can possibly queue. Play bar and armor's on the way as well, and TaToH, he's just roaming around trying to get the damage down, and he does not take him on TC down. He's going to go after the next one right away. He's got 24 knights. That will not take too long to take the TC down, and those villages will be completely exposed as well, as TC is gonna continue dropping HP. Mr. Yo is gonna try and go for TCs elsewhere, but that is another one that is going down over here. But Mr. Yo does have the Cavalier to at the very least keep this one out. Meanwhile, this one though is too low HP. Pop goes the Weasel, and TaToH will end up taking out a bunch of extra villages, and Mr. Yo's population crumbles under 100. TaToH is looking very strong. Too many knights for TaToH inside what used to be Mr. Yo's base, and honestly, wouldn't be surprised. TaToH was able to take the castle from Mr. Yo down. He's going to go after the TC first, though. He's going to go after the exposed economy first. He knows about the villages over here, right? And Mr. Yo is going to try to pull the villages back. TaToH could have tried to go for the TC over here, but that would have resulted in a lot of losses. And given the fact that Mr. Yo has had some time already to start massing the Cavalier, that might have been enough damage from Mr. Yo's castle and TCs over here. If TaToH were to commit to take the TC down over here for Mr. Yo to actually be able to get a better engagement with the Cavalier. So it's very, very smart from TaToH to be cautious over there, you know, and just try to keep on doing damage wherever he can, right? Wherever Mr. Yo is still exposed. For instance, over here, if he's able to breach through the market and the walls, then he'll get access to this TC once again. Mr. Yo might end up getting completely flattened over there. We'll see. For the time being, on the right hand side, Mr. Yo will take the castle down. Down the south, he does have the Cavalier push coming in with plate bar and armor. This should result in a lot of losses, and even though TaToH's got a good amount of pikemen, doesn't seem like the units are in the right position, right? However, Mr. Yo is now being affected by the thing that we said TaToH was trying to prevent over here. Mr. Yo was fighting underneath the castle and underneath the TC over there, so he does end up losing a good chunk of Cavalier. And all of a sudden, the numbers are not looking quite as good for him anymore. And that's not going to be the end of it. Now TaToH's got another group of knights on the left-hand side up in the north, and this TC has already crumbled, and TaToH is completely dominating this game. Mr. Yo will now loosen this TC as well. He's gonna be left on a single TC. He's trying to offset for that by going for yet another TC over here, and Mr. Yo is not calling the GG because he's got Cavalier. He's the only player in the Imperial Age, and he wants to believe, but realistically, how likely is it that Mr. Yo will be able to offset for the insane military lead that TaToH's got right now, for the amazing momentum that we see from the Spaniard over here? I would say that the chances are actually, yeah, pretty slim. It's gonna be another trail of death over here for Mr. Yo's villagers. PC goes down. TaToH's risk assessment this game has been really, really good. Completely unexpected for me as well to see Mr. Yo get away with so much damage. To see TaToH get away with so much damage over here, given how the game was looking probably a few minutes ago, but he's been able to make it right. Still has 40 knights versus 7 cavalier for Mr. Yo. 1 knight, 1 throwing axeman. Yeah, well, you know it's not going to be enough, right? It shouldn't. 54 population for Mr. Yo. Well, TaToH's got more military than Mr. Yo's got population, full stop. So it's only a matter of time. TaToH should be on his way to the MPLH as well very soon. Mr. Yo is trying to mass the Cavalier once again. It's gonna go for the raids. Given the fortification and the TCs available for TaToH, it seems unlikely to me that Mr. Yo will be able to catch up enough to offset for that. Unless he goes for, like, I don't know, honestly. How much would he need? Get 50 villagers down. And even then, he would still be so far behind, right? It's incredible to see that if Mr. Yo were to take 37 villagers, he would still find himself behind by 50% actually, right? So TaToH would still have twice the worker count. Unbelievable. And what a great performance from the Spaniard. My god. I recorded these games locally, offline, and I'm just so hyped about it right now. I just love this game, and I know that you do as well, right? Otherwise you wouldn't be watching. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Village is going down for Mr. Yo because, of course, the damage was done. Why would TaToH stop anytime soon, right? Now, notice, TaToH is not really doing too much with the knights anymore. They are nowhere to be seen up in the north. They are nowhere to be seen on the right-hand side. It's just going to be pikemen, right? And he's waiting. He's trying to keep these safe. He's going to reset the HP. He's got a bunch of these garrison, right? And he's just going to wait. And this is actually very smart from TaToH as well. What he did over here was he brought a very weak army, and then he garrisoned these, like, it was 15 knights, I think. No, it was 20 knights, right? So he garrisoned the 20 knights inside the castle, and that allowed him to reset the HP of his army significantly faster than having a monk healing the units actively with the beam, because the units regenerate simultaneously inside the fortification. So that was very smart from TaToH. But yeah, it's just trying to keep the units safe so that once he gets to the castle age, he can go for, to the Imperial age, so he can go for Cavalier. But I don't think he's going to get away with it. I think he's probably just going to end up taking this game before he ever gets a chance to get into Cavalier, right? Mr. is most likely not going to call the GG in the next 5 seconds now that TaToH's got into the Imperial age. Mr. Yo knows, given the amount of units that TaToH had to play with, and the fact that he hasn't really killed any of those knights, he's got about 40 Cavalier on the way to his base. So Mr. Yo, I'm actually surprised that he does not call the GG over here. Yeah, okay, there we go. He does it now. But TaToH was in a position to take this game no matter what, right? So for military, a better KD for TaToH favors the red player. We're going to see a higher economy or gather economy total over here with about 16,000 extra resources, or close to. Stronger villager count for TaToH as well. And this game was very interesting to see. At one point, actually, it was Mr. Yo, the one to be ahead in worker count, right? But from that point onwards, after Mr. Yo clicked up to the Imperial age and TaToH recognized the situation, started going pretty heavily into knights, he was able to make it work, right? And a lot of this was also due to how cautious TaToH was playing this game, how cautiously he was playing this game. It was absolutely fantastic. So 2-1, TaToH 1 point away from taking the series. So let's just go for the fourth one. That's one's going to take place on cross. And welcome everyone to game number 4 match point already. C4 Civilizations Lithuanians from Mr. Yo up in the north. TaToH's playing with the Japanese down south. And we're gonna have the Lithuanians. TaToH's asking for a moment to resume playing music. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, Mr. Yo with the Lithuanians is going to begin with 150 extra food. He's going to get also 10% fast movement skirm spear line units. He's gonna have, in addition to that, 1 extra attack on Knights and Light units per each relic garrison up to 4 relics, so up to +4 attack. And then for the team bonus, when a series 2 work 20% faster for the Lithuanians. Japanese, on the other hand, they will begin with... actually, there's nothing special about the way that they begin, but they do get a 50% discount on drop-off buildings. So that's going to allow them to save resources and potentially just go for the jack a little bit earlier, try to make a play for water a little bit smoother compared to most other civilizations, except for maybe Lithuanians, right? Lithuanians don't care about it. So yeah. A 50% discount on drop-off buildings. The Japanese will also get 33% faster attack and infantry starting the fuel age. In addition to that, we'll see for the Japanese also 5, 10, 15, 20% cheaper. Let's see. There we go. 5, 10, 15, 20% cheaper. Or actually faster working fission ships. They are not cheaper, but they do have twice the HP and +2 pierce armor. I was thinking of something else over here. I was thinking of the cheaper face traps bonus from the melee, I think. Anyway, on top of all of that, the Japanese will also have 50% extra line of sight on galley line ships. So that's galley. Or galley in galleon. As for the map generation, as TaToH's already going to be the first one to click up to the fuel age, we'll see that Mr. Yo, he's got the main goal on the left-hand side. He's got a secondary goal over here towards the south. The other secondary goal is going to be on the left-hand side. Now he is somewhat close to the corner of the map. He could potentially get away with going for walls like this. But it's going to be pricey and it's going to be time-consuming. If he were to go for something like that, he would end up getting 1, 2, 3 resources saved. The wool line as well, which is absolutely fantastic. And not to mention the entirety of the pond, of course. While TaToH, on the other hand, TaToH's coming forward, guys! He's coming forward, and we see Mr. Yo go for the quick walls over here. So militias are on the way, and TaToH's been very, very interesting to watch today. His aggression has been absolutely fantastic. Might actually be able to get a village down over there. He's going to try for sure. He's not going to be able to. The body blocking is not going to be strong enough, but the militias are still here. Now he's going for Minotaurs. He's got the villages, so this is going to be a Minotaur Strush from TaToH. You don't have the time to take a look at his map generation. It's not going to matter too much as he's going to be the one putting pressure over here. It's going to be all about Mr. Yo's side of the map. And TaToH, he's going for a sneaky jock over here. He's going full aggro. Is Mr. Yo aware of this even? He's got no idea. No idea. Keine Ahnung. So, and the Minotaurs, they are just roaming around as TaToH does still have the resources to go for a tower. He's not gone for one just yet. He tried to go for one over here, but it got kind of counter right by Mr. Yo's own tower and TaToH. Let's bring the villagers over still. He's going to try and get the tower up on the left of the main goal over here to deny this, and it seems like he's going to get away with that. We take a look at the range, and once he gets fletching, that's going to be enough for him to push all the villagers away from the gold. Does he have an archer range on the way? I don't see TaToH going for an archer range, so just going to try and make a play for water over here. And we have the Minotaurs though, putting pressure against the villagers from Mr. Yo, but TaToH cannot do too much against the archers, so the tower is coming out from both these guys. We have 3 villagers garrison inside for Mr. Yo. TaToH's just going to bring his own villagers over and take this down. He needs to get fletching. Actually, he doesn't need to. Right now, the range from Mr. Yo's tower is enough to provide protection to the villagers. So if the Minotaurs were to come over, they would probably end up just getting sniped by the tower, right? So TaToH's aggression over here, well, on land at the very least, does not seem to be paying off too much, actually. He will walk away with the villagers in the end, though. He wasn't able to get too much damage done now. Let's get a second. Fire galley coming out from up in the north. He's getting housed for a moment over there. And there's a third fire galley on the way for TaToH up in the north. No, second fire galley on the way for Mr. Yo. And on the right hand side, yeah, Mr. Yo is gonna be the one. To realize about TaToH's dock over here, and TaToH has no idea about this, and he's not really gone for anything, to be fair, so it's not gonna be a terrible loss if TaToH doesn't get him pushed away from the lake up in the north, right? Or in the east, rather, because only now he's gonna start going for the fishing ships. And Mr. Yo is gonna go for navy right away. Well, that is not ideal. TaToH is going to end up taking some losses over here. At the very least, one fishing ship will crumble, but compared to the damage that he's been able to do over here against Mr. Yo, it's not going to be too bad. It's not going to be too bad. Taking all the fishing ships over here will allow TaToH to catch up and work account. He's gotten a lot of idle TC time so far, and his villagers forward. He's surviving with 2 of these. Yeah, he'll just go for a lumber camp, and he's going to keep the villagers forward for the later stages of the game. There's an archer push coming in from Mr. Yo. Is going to try and find the villagers still, but the tower does come up, so he should be fine. Right hand side. This is what I was talking about. Now TaToH realizes about this. And this is good, though. This is a good reaction for TaToH, actually. He will repair the fishing ship faster than the fire galley can take it down, so that means that it's going to stay up indefinitely so long as he's got a villager repairing it. Or maybe it's taking a little bit of HP losses, but it's not going to be anywhere near fast enough to prevent TaToH from getting the... Yeah, to prevent TaToH from getting the fire galley out. It's like fire galley on the way now for Mr. Yo. And here comes TaToH's fire galley. Mr. Yo's gotta be careful over here. Yeah. We see a scout coming over from the blue player. The scout's going down, actually, to the villager. TaToH's gotta pay attention over here. He's gotta repair too much. And the unit control from TaToH is absolutely fantastic. He's going to sneak behind the dog to absorb the damage. And these fishing ships still going to stay upright so long as TaToH pays attention. He's just going to give up on it. Well, if he was going to give up on it, he should have cancelled the fire galley. In the north, so the villagers actually from Mr. Yo trying to take the tower down, as the archers were not strong enough, quite clearly. They did go down to the villagers from TaToH. Now TaToH's going to walk away. And there is just too much to pay attention to, so Mr. Yo doesn't realize about TaToH walking away from here on time. So the villagers will survive, and over here we see a second dock coming out for TaToH. Is going to continue trying to play for the east pond. It seems like he's going to end up getting pushed away from the north one, though. He's not going for any extra navy anymore. This is still good for TaToH, though. He was able to get the most damage done so far. You take a look at the KD for economy, and TaToH is up 3-1 and 6-2 actual count, which means he was able to take 6 eco units down, and he lost 2 eco units only. There you are. Now the tower is on the way for TaToH, as Mr. Yo managed to get enough resources to click out to the castle age. TaToH is, on the other hand, investing quite heavily into the docks, into the navy, into naval warfare, even into land units over here. Some archers and skirmishers coming in from TaToH, pushing Mr. Yo's villages away. It's going to delay TaToH's Castle Age by a lot. Now, there is a big difference between Field Age units attacking a Castle Age player versus Castle Age units attacking an Imperial Age player. In the previous game, TaToH managed to get away with fighting from 1 age behind when fighting from the Castle Age against an Imperial Age Mr. Yo, because he had very, very strong units from the Castle Age already, right? The Knights are absolutely fantastic, but over here, there isn't really anything too strong from TaToH to make use of against Mr. Yo. We're gonna see for the red player only archers and skirmishers, right? So very much field units and not really achieving much of anything yet. And against Castle Age units, these are going to struggle so much more compared to Castle Age against Imperial Age units, right? Like, 1 knight's going to be enough for him to clean all of these units up already from Mr. Yo. So he goes for the 1 knight. Yep. The archers are going down. The skirmishers are going down as well. Indeed. Well done. There you are. It goes down from Mr. Yo. Beautiful. Left hand side. Yeah, we have a... Yeah, very nice water control for Mr. Yo. So it's gonna have 2 pawns under his control. Pawns are going to be under TaToH's control, and the red player is finally going to be able to click out to the Castle Age himself. But Mr. Yo already is in a position to start putting more pressure. And he's going for more knights as well. He's not stopping here. TaToH is very much open still. Mr. Yo's got plenty of opportunity to start pulling ahead even further, right? Castle on the way now. Alright. There we go. So you could see Light Chai coming in for Mr. Yo. He's looking to 1 TC. Oh, actually, that is not true. He's got the second TC on the right hand side. Yeah, if he was looking to 1 TC, that was quite clearly going to be a play for aggression on land, right? But he's got the second TC. Yeah, now that makes me wonder, is he gonna go for a third TC at all? Right now, he is 6 workers behind compared to TaToH. The red player has been taking advantage of the water significantly more compared to Mr. Yo. So despite the fact that the blue player's got an extra TC and he's been in the Castle Age for a long time, right? You take a look and it's 9 extra fishing ships for TaToH, which means by the time he does get to the Castle Age, it's still going to be actually the same working out for both these guys, despite the massive head start to it from Mr. Yo. And what is TaToH gonna go for in that situation? He's got the wood to go for 2 additional TCs. He does not have the stone, but he's going to very soon, so I would expect that to be the case. Because, man, blocking out on the way for TaToH. In the north, a 30 TC's on the way for Mr. Yo. Yes, sir. TaToH's gonna have just enough resources to go for the second TC and the third TC in a moment. He's still missing some stone, but he's gonna have enough in a little bit as well. I would imagine the red player is gonna want to go for the TC probably around here, so he can protect the stone, the wool line over there as well. But yeah, with the Crossman upgrade now, these archers will be significantly more threatening. Also, the War Galley upgrade is on the way for TaToH. He will try still to fight over the left-hand side. Check this out. He's got a good amount of units garrison inside the docks already. Second 30 Cs on the way for TaToH. Good shot. There we go. TaToH gets pushed away from here. And the game has stabilized. So you'll finally manage to get ahead compared to TaToH in worker count, right? So we're gonna see 3 additional workers over here. There we are. On the left-hand side, TaToH's gonna be the one getting away with water control, yes, because of the War Galley upgrade. There's now coming out on top. That's gonna be 3 pawns under control for TaToH. Only 1 pawn over here for Mr. Yo. 3 fishing ships once again. Not ideal, and TaToH's able to catch up in work count right now. He's gone for a few extra fishing ships. And the game stabilizes over here. Once again, it's going to be extremely even. Military count significantly higher for TaToH, but a lot of that's going to be on water as well. If you disregard the Navy units from both these guys, you're going to see actually 9 military units for Mr. Yo. You're going to see 20 military units for TaToH. So it's still much better for the red player, right? But it's not going to be 3 times as better. It's going to be twice the amount of units compared to Mr. Yo. There's coming in. Should be able to take care of the light chai, no problem. Yes. And speaking of which, did Mr. Yo... Yeah, this is what I was going to take a look. He has already been going after the relics, right? But TaToH has been going for the relics himself. As a matter of fact, he just dropped the second relic over here. So it's going to be 3-2, still favoring the Lithuanian player, which is good. Better than having 2 relics, which will just offset for the lack of blast furnace, right? But with 3, at the very least, he can go up to +5 and attack. But check this out, Mr. Yo is in for the fight. It's gonna try to reclaim water on the right-hand side, and TaToH, well, TaToH already has 3 fire ships, 5 fire ships actually on the right-hand side. He realized about this probably now. We'll see if he actually goes for much of anything else. He's already on his way to the Imperial, so maybe he doesn't care about the water too much anymore. Maybe he's gonna be thinking of going for a land push instead. See? Got a good amount of crossbows, right? So these are going to upgrade into our ballisters very soon. Here we are. Yes, sir. Good demo shot, kind of. Mysterio's gonna continue going for more. At this point, I guess it's probably just gonna try and go after the fishing ships. Realistically, this is not really going to work too much. Even if he ends up getting, yeah, all the fire ships over here. Let's see that he doesn't end up taking all the fishing ships down over there. TaToH's already collected the majority of the fish over here, so it's not that it's not going to work in favor of Mr. Yo in the sense that he's not going to take the units. He will take the units, but he won't really have too much left to collect with over here. So he spent a lot of resources, and he won't really have much of anything to show for it, right? It's going to be like, what, 5 eco units going down from TaToH total? That's probably like a, I don't know, maybe over 600 resources spent already. Actually, more than that. More than that. It's going to be 110 resources per Navy units, right? So, yeah, actually, more like 120, sorry. Resources per Navy unit. So all the demos that he's gone for, both docks over here. This was probably about 1,000 resources spent from Mr. Yo to take 5 eco units down from TaToH, who's already in the Imperial Age, who already has a castle fort, who already has skirmishes on the way. Just does not seem to be a sensible investment from Mr. Yo, and if he does want to go for fishing ships himself, he's gonna have, what, 400 resources left over here? Yeah, not even that, 374. He can collect from the shore fish, but it's not going to be ideal, of course. You have extra houses coming up on the back for Mr. Yo. We'll call this one the Skid Row. There we go. As it goes down for Mr. Yo. Meanwhile, down the south, he's got the light check coming in. They've been able to get 2 villagers down, and he finally gets to the Imperial Age himself. But TaToH has already taken the castle down. He's got 42 arbalisters. Not all of these are going to be in the same position, but does he realize about the castle on the left-hand side? He should be going after it. Yeah, what is the play over here for Mr. Yo? Is just gonna try and get the raids going with Light Chai, right? Yeah, and TaToH doesn't really have too many units to defend himself with, though. It might actually result in a good chunk of damage from Mr. Yo instead of TaToH for the most part. He's got the churches on the right-hand side, taking the monastery down. Absolutely fantastic play from TaToH. Genius! He could have tried and make a play for the castle on the left, but he realizes whatever it is that Mr. Yo is gonna have to work with is going to be powered by the relics. So taking the monastery down over here, even if he does not manage to steal the relics right away, although I would imagine he probably would want to send the monks over to the north. But even if he does not manage to steal the relics over here, at the very least is going to bring the attack from Mr. Yo's units down by a lot. So these Daichai, they will still ignore armor, but they're not going to deal anywhere near as much damage anymore at all. Here we are. These guys should be going down, which means bye-bye Light Chai from Mr. Yo. Bye-bye Light Chai Productions. Gonna be left only on Knights, potentially. He's got still 10% fast moving skirmish spear lane, so he's going for the skirmishers. What good is that going to do? And now let's see the conversion come up. We're gonna see the Arbalisters take the remaining Light Chai out. And guys, TaToH is looking unstoppable. 80 military count right now compared to Mr. Yo's 28. It is definitely not the best for Mr. Yo at all. We're gonna have, in terms of fortifications, 1 castle left. And Mr. Yo just finished building, and 1 tower over here, which won't do much of anything, of course. There we go. Fantastic. Bombard cannon gets sniped. Dead by cannonball on the head. And the TCs will go down, of course. For the hill advantage over here, this TaToH is not really struggling too much. TaToH, come on. Yeah, there we go. Just one more. Oh, TaToH canceled the TaToH packing up just to go out to the TC. One last shot, but he kind of canceled the shot. He ended up packing the TaToH back up, and it's like fine anyway. It's moving up in the north, and there isn't really too much for him to do anyway. That TC is going down, and then it's just going to be the blacksmith, right? Our blasters on the left-hand side, taking on the skirmishers from Mr. Yo, and TaToH's gonna be fine. There's another castle coming up for Mr. Yo, and population, to be fair, it's still looking quite alright for Mr. Yo. As a matter of fact, he's got the most workers right now between both these guys, right? But once again, in terms of fortifications, in terms of defenses, Mr. Yo's got one castle on the back. He's got one TC over here, and that's it. He does have another castle on the left, but it's on the way. It's not even finished building yet. And if you take a look at the amount of villagers around here for Mr. Yo, he's got 124 villagers to protect with one TC and one castle. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. Good luck. Protecting over 100 villages with 2 defenses, that's not going to cut it. The only thing that's keeping Mr. Yo alive right now is the skirmisher play. He's going for elite light chat right now, so he's going to try and make a play for that to maybe get the raids going. But yeah, TaToH is going for samurai right now. He's getting a good amount of these units, so once he is able to get the skirmishers down, should be in a pretty good spot. Without the skirmishers, there's nothing for Mr. Yo to stop TaToH's push. Now see the TaToH is going down as TaToH's castle was taking a lot of damage over there. We're gonna see the TaToH go down for the most part. But TaToH stopped targeting the TaToH. Now he's gotta go for it. There we go. And it will go down. The castle will stay up for the time being. And the hill advantage over here for the castle, albeit small, is going to be enough for him to hold on, right? So yeah, this is good. How many samurai do we have left? How about 9 over there? It's got 19 total. It's going after the bombard cannon. Yeah, and TaToH's push is very slow. He's given Mr. Yo a lot of time over here, and it's not really so much by choice as it's a limitation of the units that he gets available in the Imperials to fight against the Lithuanians, right? That samurai will be good, and the arbalists will be fantastic as well. He will need, though, to keep the units somewhat protected, either by each other, so going with everything forward, or by the fortifications over here, the castles, right? So it's the mobility that the one thing that's kind of preventing TaToH from taking the game right away. Because in all honesty, you know, in all honesty, this is still very much a very, very exposed economy for Mr. Yo. Very, very vulnerable. That's another castle going down. The one on the left-hand side already crumbled. This one is going to be next in line. And here comes the samurai. TaToH's got out 27 of these units. Some of these are on the right-hand side, but he should try to keep them all together. Like this, I think he should be able to go for a push that Mr. Yo won't be able to stop. Yeah, and notice TaToH's getting a castle up over here, so he doesn't need to bother cleaning all of this up, right? And he can continue putting pressure as well. Well, he will clean this up though in the end. Not something that he needs to, in my opinion. He already has a castle coming out down the south. It's coming up, even if it's coming up at a cost. And, oh, is it coming up actually? Well, if TaToH force build this one, it definitely will come up, but he does have both these castles surrounding the military outposts from Mr. Yo, so I would say it's probably unnecessary for him to keep all the units over here. Let me just try and take the castle down over here and keep on pushing through the north. Seems to me a little bit redundant, right? To have the 2 castles around the military outposts from Mr. Yo and also the military units. Well, Mr. Yo hasn't even had time to go for much of anything from here. Yeah, TaToH seems to be caught up in the details, in a sense. Here we are. Beautiful. Down the south. Towards the east was Mr. Yo. Getting the raids going once again. This is made possible by TaToH not being any more aggressive than he's been. And Mr. Yo is looking like he might actually... You know, TaToH cannot be bringing his entire Arbalester army to clean up 5 Light Chai. This is not good. And we noticed much earlier into this game just how exposed Mr. Yo's economy really was. And what a great momentum TaToH could have gotten for himself, but now it's taking forever. There's a good amount of Light Chai already from Mr. Yo. And these are elite, and by the way, he already managed to recuperate the extra relics, of course. These guys, they are already up to +5 attack. Higher than what Blast Furnace can get you to. And TaToH's gonna continue going for the Samurai over here. Now on paper, I'm liking TaToH's military better. He's lacking the mobility. Doesn't have any trebuchets anymore, so the castles from Mr. Yo are going to stay up, and it's gonna be able to keep on going for Light Chai, and that is the one thing that's going to hurt TaToH the most. Like Mr. Yo could maybe spend a small army of 5-6 Light Chai off this main army and just go and keep on raiding TaToH, right? TaToH doesn't really have the ability to do the same. At the very least, not quite as effectively. If he just sends a few Arbalesters, a few Samurai to try to get the raids going, the fortifications are going to take care of those on their own right. They are not quite as resilient. And then just a few Light Chai, of course, could potentially take care of this too. Anyway, Light Chai will get cleaned up. We do have a good amount of Samurai over here, but TaToH will be the one to call the GG. The left-hand side push though. Big engagement over here. Let's just go back 30 seconds to be honest. Yeah, he tried to make the play over here. He tried to flank Mr. Yo's army, and he tried to go after the bombard cannons, right? And these shots, so the shots are nasty from Mr. Yo, and TaToH kept the Arbalesters together. Of course, he was going to incur into a lot of losses over here, so he calls a GG as Mr. Yo ties the series up. It's gonna be 2-2, and TaToH, well, he's gonna have game number 5 to take from Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo is gonna have game number 5 to take from TaToH. It's gonna be an interesting one to take a look at for sure. So let's take a look at the achievements one more time. We have a better KD for Mr. Yo. It goes higher than 9-8. We have a stronger economy for Mr. Yo. It goes higher than 14,000 extra resources, close to 15,000 extra resources. The villager max count favors the Chinese player as well, with a villager max count that is, I believe, 28 higher, sorry, compared to Mr. Yo's, compared to TaToH's, and in the end, he did end up producing a few, you know, some fewer villagers compared to TaToH, but he did end up taking the fewest losses too, so it did not matter too much. Well done. The next and final game then, game number 5, is going to take place as a tiebreaker, and let's go for it right away. It's going to take place on Shoals. And there we go, everyone. Welcome to game number 5 between Mr. Yo and TaToH. We're gonna have the Byzantines for Mr. Yo. We're gonna have the Italians for TaToH. Taking a look at these civilizations, we'll see Mr. Yo for the Byzantines. He got 10, 20, 30, and 40% extra HP on buildings in the Dark Field Castle and Imperial Ages. Besides that, we also see for the Byzantines 25% cheaper skirm, spear, and camel rider units. On top of that, we're gonna have for this civilization a 33% discount to go up to the Imperial Age. It's gonna have free town watch, free town patrol. Besides that, we'll see for the Byzantines as well. 25% faster attacking fire line ships. So fires, either fire galley, fire ships, or fast fire ships will be significantly stronger for the Byzantines. Well, finally, we'll see for this civilization. For the team bonus, you're gonna get 100% faster healing monk units, right? So it's not the monks that are going to heal themselves faster, it's going to be they heal other units faster. So anyway, taking a look at TaToH civilization, on the other hand, the Italians for the red player will have for TaToH a 15% discount on fishing ships. We're gonna have for him a 15% discount to go up to the next stage, in addition to a 33% discount on university and dock upgrades. We also have 20% cheaper gunpowder units. And then for the team bonus, they will have access to condottieri from the barracks and the Imperial Age. Yes, sir. Regardless though, there we are. Beautiful. So, taking a look at the map generation next, and starting with Mr. Yale, once again, we can probably fast forward this a little bit. We're gonna see that the bull player, he's got one gold on the left-hand side, kind of on the back. He's got another gold on the right-hand side. This one's gonna be a little harder to protect, but this one's gonna be pretty easy. Just going for some walls like this is going to be enough for him to close himself up, and then something like this is going to be enough for him to not only close himself up on the right-hand side, but also secure a wood line. Berries and the gold and the stone over here. Another wood line over here he will be able to secure too. Meanwhile, checking the map generation for TaToH. By the way, Mr. is going to go for greedier walls actually. And taking a look at TaToH's map generation on the other hand, we're going to see for the red player that he's got one goal on the right hand side towards the north. He's got another goal on the left hand side towards the south. And then we have one stone on the left hand side. He's got the other stone on the right hand side now. Because of the way that he's going for the walls over here, it seems like he's going to secure this gold over here, but he's going for the walls in a way that the villager actually won't be able to go back, I think. He's gonna have to connect these walls, actually, right? Let's take a look at it. Is this open? Oh, it is open. There's a one-tile passage there. The TaToH is going to take advantage of it, so... Alright. Okay. Might have mixed up the players for a moment over there. It happens. Here we go. Huge here for both these guys at pretty much the exact same time, and both are going to just play for a fast castle approach. We have some navy coming out from both these guys. Probably a good time for us to go back to 1x. TaToH doesn't doubt getting chunked for a little bit of HP over there. The scout cannot take the engagement against Mr. Yo's scout anymore. There are no elevations on this map whatsoever. Fantastic. Docks already out for TaToH. Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo is on 2 docks himself already. He's going for fire galleys. TaToH Already has the first galley coming over, and so long as Mysterio pays attention over here, should be able to defend himself. The sea tower is going to be strong enough. Yeah. The unit control from TaToH is very good, though. I actually end up taking a fishing ship down over here, too. Let's see, the fire galley is here ready for Mysterio, so TaToH's gonna have to bail. Here we go. Village is there for gas village service here for both these guys. Let me see already send some villagers over the right hand side. They get a second DC out TaToH. Let's get a DC coming up on the left hand side. So we haven't really talked about the matchup too much. Mr. Yo will have the Byzantines over here. Very cheap trash, as we already established, is gonna be very, very good for him. But in addition to that, they are actually going to have pretty strong gold units too. First off, we have fully upgraded Arbalisters. We get also Cataphracts, which are fantastic. And the Talons, on the other hand, well, against Cataphracts specifically, they're going to have a beautiful unit. The Genoese Crossman, but because the skirmishers are going to be cheaper for Mr. Yo, that might not be too relevant over here. And it's going to be a matter of what the players go for and the unit control, of course, from both these guys to see eventually who comes out on top. But I'd say that I am liking the Byzantines better overall, especially in a kind of low goal situation over here. If they are able to keep the Italians away from gold, this is a pretty one-sided game. If they are kept away from gold, it's not game over for Byzantines, because of how good, how cheap trash is going to be for them, right? We are still some ways off from that though, and TaToH is, yeah, doing the same thing that he did in the last series that I saw from him. Just go for the second DC back home instead of trying to contest any of the neutral golds. Here you are. Fight for the water heats up a little bit. Do you have 5 fire ships for Mr. Yo? A Byzantines, 25% faster attack. And remember, TaToH's got 8 fire ships. He's got a demolition ship over here as well. So he might actually be able to get the better end of the deal. Now Mr. Yo is going for not much navy whatsoever. So TaToH's probably going to end up getting full water control over here. Let's take a look. We'll see the demo's coming over. He's gonna try and go after the fires, and he does end up getting a bunch of HP off one of these, and these guys will go down for sure. Well, the third TC is on the way for TaToH. Is gonna be the first player with 3 TCs compared to Mr. Yo, who's still on 2 TCs. So TaToH seems like he's going to end up getting ahead over here, very much so. And Mr. Yo, what does the play over here? Fast Imp? He's not really collecting any stones, so it's not going to be a castle push. It's not going to be trebuchets at all. I'm just not really sure. I can't quite put my finger on what exactly Mr. Yo's strat is over here, because the TaToH, you know, with the 3 TC, is going to start pulling ahead in economy very soon. He's going to get full water control as well, so it's going to allow him to get ahead even further in economy once he starts going for extra fishing ships. And yeah, Mr. Yo, on the other hand, doesn't seem to be able to do too much over here. Is this going to be a play for the Imperial Age? It could be very similar to what we saw in, you know, an arena from TaToH when he was playing the Portuguese and he just stuck to 2 TCs to kind of rush the Imperial Age a little bit. Maybe this could be something like that. Right now, though, Mr. Yo's resources are not looking strong enough for him to click out to the Imperial Age at all. Although he's going for a university, that's going to give him the second build and he needs to play for Amp. Anyway, big shot. Mysterio. Well, I'm not getting cleaned up over there, and TaToH takes the C tower down. Without the C tower, there is nothing for Mysterio to defend himself with. Other than just going for extra Navy units himself, right? But he does not seem to be particularly interested in that. No, no, no. And check this out. It will be a play for the Imperial Age. But this is not that fast, you know. And TaToH, if he wanted to make a play for the Imperial Age himself, he would actually be able to go up sometime soon himself as well. So Mysterio is going to have a head start to it, right? What is he going to do with it? What is he going to have to show for it? Italian siege is not going to be the best. They don't get siege engineers. So there is that. Nice shot. Beautiful. There we are. Big shots. Yes, sir. Village on the way from Mysterio as expected. TaToH. It's getting fervor. He's going for the 4th DC down south. This economy is going to be so much stronger compared to Mysterio's for sure. So you're still trying to go for some navy over here, so he will keep TaToH invested into water. Conversion coming out for the red player, and notice, beautiful, beautiful. From TaToH, body blocking, or boat blocking? I guess it's probably the way to go about it. Boat blocking the demolition raft, not to get a better shot over there. Yeah. Now that was a good shot though from Mysterio, but he will end up getting cleaned up over here, most likely, no matter what. Let's start coming forward. Mysterio's gonna start to put some pressure against TaToH, and TaToH's got the resources to go for a castle. He's gonna try to go for a castle 4 on the right hand side, but he's going to run straight into the castle from Mysterio. Mysterio was coming over here. I think it was the same location for both these castles. And TaToH kind of overrides. Yeah, the castle from Mysterio is now the bull player is gonna try to get his own castle up over here. Being in the Imperial Age means it's gonna be first one with access to trebuchets. And TaToH, to be completely honest, he could probably make a play for petards here, really. Yeah, you know, the red player is looking alright. The castle's coming out for sure, yes. But the war galleys potentially provide protection? Nah, not quite. Okay. Alright, the extra docks over here from Mysterio. Now, this I'm liking a little bit better. The extra docks on the right hand side. This one was going to go down anyway, and TaToH's not going for too many navy units anymore. He's just gonna try and go to the Imperial Age himself. Is that going to be the case though, or is he going to try to play full Castle Age once again against Mysterio? You know, it worked out on Arabia before. Don't see a reason why it couldn't work on shoals over here. Yeah, TaToH does not seem to be particularly interested. I mean, take a look at that 95 work count over here for TaToH. He's not really banking on the fishing ships too much. He's got just one left, so he'll still be significantly ahead in economy. And if he is able to breach through Mysterio's defense over here, and taking a look at this castle, by the way, he already ranges the TC. So if he takes this one down, then the red player is going to be in a position to come in with knights straight into the back, right? Potentially into the back over here as well, and just start doing damage. Don't see why something like this couldn't work. for the red player, given the current situation. He seems to be somewhat interested in saving the resource to go out to the Imperial Age eventually, though. Especially as he's about to get breached through over here. Mysterio's gonna start putting pressure, right? So I guess it's gonna be a game of who can get the most damage done in the shortest period of time. And TaToH's coming in, but Mysterio managed to get a castle up over here. And this is an absolutely instrumental, critical castle for Mysterio. By having this one up, he'll be able to defend himself much more effectively. If he only had the TC over there, that TC was going to go down to the castle, right? So all the villagers were going to be completely exposed. Anyway. Here we are. Guess it's going down from TaToH. In the end, he decided against committing to the push. After the cast came out from Mysterio, it was quite clear that TaToH's push over there was not going to be anywhere near as effective as it was in Arabia, so just gonna try to get to the Imperial Age. He's gonna try to get himself to access trebuchets. Potentially bombard cannons, probably going to be the way to go for him. He does end up losing one of the knights to the conversion, so yeah, TaToH's getting cleaned up. But this is very good. He's been able to stabilize overall very nicely, right, Mysterio? On the other hand, he's trying to put some extra pressure. Classic. Not too much of a push over here from Mysterio anymore, though. The one trebuchet, the two trebuchets over here getting away with damage because there's nothing for TaToH to defend himself with. There we are, right? So TaToH's bringing the knights, should be able to take the trebuchets down. No defense whatsoever for Mysterio once again, and yeah, I'm kind of wondering what the plan is going to be for him. Seems like it's going to be Arbalesters, perhaps. Probably. And the trebuchets will stay up. They should stay up so long as Mysterio is paying attention. Should be able to repair this one with the villagers and take the knights down with the spearmen and the castles. But he's not repairing the trap at all, so it is going down in the end. It's going to be 400 resources down the drain. The Mysterio did not need to lose over there. Meanwhile, TaToH, on the other hand, well, he's already gotten into the Imperial Age. He's got the Cavalier upgrade on the way. He's got a second castle coming out back home as well. He's looking fine. He's looking just fine. Both these guys have already secured a ton of extra gold. A ton of extra gold. From this position, you gotta respect the Italians, though. You know, Cavalier is here already. TaToH's going for play part and armor chemistry as well. And, you know, Condottiere is going to be a fantastic meat shield that's going to take care of skirmishers. Is going to take care of spearline units, and then the Cavalier are going to take care of pretty much everything else. And to be honest, even like Condottiere could potentially even take care of everything else, right? TaToH's not really going for it yet. He's just going to try and make the play for just a Cavalier, right? Meanwhile, Mysterio is going for a forward castle. He tried to go for a more aggressive one than he was due for. Instead, he's going for the castle up in the north here. Let's see. Oh, and the raids are coming in from TaToH already. Some of the Cavalier are available on the right-hand side for him to get the raids going. And he will end up taking a few villages down over here. Overall, TaToH's been able to get the most damage done in terms of eco damage, with 20 eco units going down so far this game compared to Mr. Yo's 8 kills. Ricochet on the way for TaToH. He does already have one, but it's going to be all the way down the south over here, so this one will allow him to hold on against this castle. Well, I'm sure that's the plan anyway, hopefully. Here we are. Classic. Ricochet going down from Mr. Yo once again, probably losing a few too many resources over there that he didn't need to. All down south, TaToH. TaToH's getting away with a push over here. Where are the defenses from Mr. Yo? He's got a discount on pretty much anything he needs, right? Camels, pikemen, they are cheaper for the Byzantines, and Mr. Yo is not really going for much of anything. The push up in the north was extremely slow. TaToH was able to get up to the Imperial Age himself, get the castles out, get the trebuchets out. And it's going to take the castles down from Mr. Yo. While down the south, the push over here from TaToH is also looking fantastic. Will end up taking the castles down as well. He will end up coming in with the Cavalier. And this might be it, guys. And Mr. Yo ends up losing the castle over here. He's going to have an economy of 47 villagers protected by a single TC against a crap ton of Cavalier and Hussar coming in. It's open! It's open! So here comes TaToH straight against the Bombard Cannon. That will prevent him. That will prevent TaToH, or Mr. Yo, sorry, from doing anything against the trebuchets, against the Bombard Cannons from TaToH anymore. Well, he's finally gone for the Halberdier upgrades, trying to get the quick balls up over here. The momentum for TaToH is very strong. He's got right now Pavisa on the way. He's got Squires. He's got Scale Mail Armor. And the unit we were considering before, the unit that we were talking about before, the Condottieri, they will be used. They will be brought over to action by TaToH. They will take care of those Halberdier. They will take care of everything that Mr. has been going for the most part so far. Not to say that he needs those, to be honest. The Cavalier on their own right, they're really getting so much damage done over here. 13 villagers inside the TC over there. This is just a massacre, and so many villagers dead. TaToH will continue obliterating what used to be a strong booming economy from Mr. Yo. Is going to now turn into a bloody battlefield. A testament. The battle of the shoals between TaToH's and Mr. Yo's kingdoms going in favor of TaToH. And the Condottieri are already on the way, right? Mr. Yo's got to feel the pressure right now. He's just not calling the GG because his population is still decent. He's not dead yet, but he's pretty much on the decline, and it seems like he's gonna be dying very soon in any case. TaToH's already completely wiped out what used to be Mr. Yo's main base. He's left this as an empty hall with thousands of resources wasted. Mr. Yo was only able to salvage some of his economy over there, and then for the rest of it, he's bringing over to the right hand side where TaToH's going to continue pushing, right? He's got the trebuchets coming out, the Condottieri. Ideally, TaToH would send some villages over so that he can continue producing from here, but because he's already pushing from the north as well, it's going to be kind of a pincer move against Mr. Yo, where the blue player is going to be getting pressure from the southeast and the northwest at the same time, so I guess maybe TaToH does not need to go for the extra buildings, and that's going to be it, guys! GG has been called. TaToH moves on to the semifinals by taking game number 5 against Mr. Yo. He will find himself 3-2 after a full series. Nail biter. TaToH moves on. Mr. Yo, not so much. Gets knocked out in the round of 12. Military, better KD for TaToH, better than 3-2. For the economy, a stronger economy for TaToH, collecting close to 20,000 extra resources. How amazing is that economy for TaToH? Villager max count favors the Spaniard as well. He ended up losing 3 villagers throughout the game. He ended up losing 8 fishing ships. That's going to amount to 11 eco losses. Meanwhile, Mr. Yo ended up losing 66 workers. Actually, 66 villagers plus 4. That's going to be 70 workers. 4 fishing ships, right? So is that correct over here? Yep, it is. And well done. Well done.